What is the role of the elite and the professionals in nation building? The role of the elite and then the professionals in nation building. Now, I'd like to even say this before I continue, that those who have failed Ghana, those who have failed Africa, are these categories of persons. First on the list, religious leaders. Talk of religious leaders. Now we are talking of the Christian leaders, Islamic leaders, and then, any other corporate leadership of the other religions. The religious leaders. The reason being that religion presents as the greatest institutional force, extremely potent, that has the inherent and intricate capacity to elicit powerful ways of transformation in the society. Unfortunately, religion has been messed up, and because of that, we are where we are today. So religious leaders. Number 2, political leaders. Number 3, traditional leaders. I'm talking of our chiefs. Number 4, the elites. And all these 4 corporate failures is as a result of sitting on top of these 4 is the corporate failure of the citizenry, which we normally call the citizenship failure. But particularly we are talking for this session on the elite. What is the role of the elite? Who even is an elite? When we talk of an elite is anyone in a given space or society or community or country that what they do is that they have certain special gifts, they have special skills, they have special investment by way of exposure, by way of understanding and intelligence above the general masses. In other words, they are a bit of a cut above the general masses or the masses or the citizenry of the people. So the elite, because of their influence, because of the things that they know, because of the style that they have studied, because of the exposures, it is expected, a lot is expected of them, because they come with privileges. And as I've always said, every privilege comes with its corresponding responsibilities. I must say plainly that the elites of Ghana, we have failed Ghana. The elites of Africa, we have woefully failed Africa. In the 19th century, I'm sure, social studies, we might have read of it. That is the Aborigines Right Society. The Aborigines Right, that is the likes of, Kingsley Hayford, and then the common name being John Mensah Saba. Now, these were the founding members of the Aborigines Right. Given their immediate context, they were the elites because they have had the chance to be educated outside the country, and then they have come back. Some of them were lawyers, some of them were other kind of professionals, but at least they were literates and they were elites. Now, somewhere in the 19th century, the British Crown tendered in a law in order to make the land of Ghana to be theirs. In other words, they were about confiscating the land of Ghana. That was what drove the establishment of the Aborigines Right Society. So it was a number of elites and lawyers who came together, and then they wrote back to the Queen. And then in fact, they had some of their representatives going back to Britain to speak and make a presentation to the Queen on why the law that they intend to pass cannot stand. Can you imagine? Even in colonial times, this is what, or the reason why, and then the end of the story is that they were able to win the case. And that law that the British Crown brought was repealed. That was what saved Ghana from having her land into the hands of British, though they were controlling or dominating us through colonialism. It was the same that happened in Zimbabwe and then happened also in South Africa. So in Zimbabwe, they confiscated the land, just as they wanted to do in Ghana. And then it took, Robert Mugabe to be very, very ruthless and radical approach in order to get the land back. South Africa, they did same. And up till today, you have the likes of Julius Malema and co. calling for a complete cessation of the land from the white dominance into the hands of the black dominance. So there are other places that their lands were confiscated, and Ghana would have been part of the story and history. But for the lives of these men, the likes of John Mensah Saba, Kisley Hayford, and others who came together, they were the elites of that given time. And then they said to themselves that we are not going to allow ourselves to go through this mess. The question I'm asking, where are the current elites of Ghana? We have so many, from the judiciary, so many professors, so many PhD holders, so many medical doctors, so many, pharmacists, so many nurses, so many engineers. The elites of Ghana must arise, because at least we know a bit more than the average, casual citizen. We know more. Edmund Burke rightly said it. He said that the single ingredient which is necessary or needed in order to bring about evil, or for evil to triumph, is when good men sit down and do nothing. Not to speak is to speak, not to act is to act. So the elites of Ghana must arise. If you are a lecturer, go beyond just teaching. Ride on your influence and do something for the sake of the masses, for the corporate good. If you're a medical doctor, if you are working at the bank, a financier, whatever your profession is, and whatever you have a particular skill, once you see yourself as an elite, then you have the corporate and national responsibility, not only in doing what you are doing by way of your profession, but ride on your influence. And we must fight back, evil. We must ward off evil from the system. Do not be quiet when you see injustice going on. But because of selfishness, because of greed on the part of many of the elites, from the halls of parliament to the halls of the judiciary, all through to the various professional levels, unfortunately, the elites, we have kept quiet because we are either part of the cartel or we are just enjoying the products of the cartel. But the truth is that it doesn't matter your personal success. It will never isolate and insulate you from the corporate failure of the society. The day the society gets to the breaking point, all your investment overseas, all your buildings, and all those things will come crashing down. It is best that we all join hands and then work at it. We cannot change the past, but we can start today. Let us join in this conversation, and then we can know what you can do as a person with your little contribution. And by so doing, I strongly believe that Ghana and Africa is going to be great and strong. Thank you.